BJ Novak is well known for his acting and comedy chops. You've seen him for many seasons on The Office, movies like Inglourious Basterds, most recently in Saving Mr. Banks. I have that, by the way, a screener at home. I'm going to watch it tonight. So
great movie.
This will be a thrill to talk to him today. BJ's also very good with a pen, and he's written some of the most popular episodes of The Office and has now released his first book of fiction in a series of short tales. It's called One More Thing, Stories and Other Stories. BJ Novak, welcome to the Bob Rivers Show. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for having me back.
So you work hard, don't you?
It feels like I'm goofing off because what I'm doing is usually comedy. But yeah, when I look at what I've done, I'm like, oh, good. I didn't totally waste my time today.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I mean, you're a great actor, and you in a lot of things, movies and television. You've conquered both.
Well, the smallest possible role and the best possible thing.
There you go. That's still, I call it
all the perks, none of the works.
Conquered it.
Victory.
Yeah. But if you call that conquered, I'll take it.
All right, and maybe not conquered movies, but still, then you go and you write a book and you write episodes and all of that. To me, the guys, when you cross into writing and being responsible for the whole thing, that takes a certain kind of discipline, does it not?
Well, if you care about what you're doing, it doesn't feel like discipline. It feels like indulging your own obsession. So that's what writing the stories felt like to me, and it's what writing the Office episodes felt like to me. I think if I were doing something like I could never write CSI. I just, it's just not my thing.
That would be work.
I always want to know, like, then what? I always want to see if I can get away with something.
So talk about indulging. I love that, indulging my obsession. It sounds like a commercial for a wonderful perfume. What is your obsession? Is it to find the weird analogies and the weird humor in things?
My obsession is what is that element of surprise, whether it's in a story, whether it's in an episode of television. What is that thing that will? I think of comedy as, like, interestingly, the same structure as a mystery or a brain teaser. The perfect comedy or mystery or thriller or anything is when you never would have guessed the next line in a million years, and then you realize it was right in front of your face.
Wow!
That's the best mystery, and that's the best punchline. You're like, of course he would say that, but you never would have thought of it. That's my ultimate.
So you surprised me with something that I can instantly relate to.
What's that?
Comedy. That's what I mean. Like, you surprised me, but then
See how he did that?
It makes perfect sense.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So the book, One More Thing, Stories and Other Stories. I was looking at some of the premises, and I sort of smile at some of them, like a woman trying to seduce Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins is all about seducing whoever with motivational speaking.
Yeah.
And that's ironic right from the get-go.
Well, that story is about a woman who is in love with Tony Robbins. She wants to sleep with Tony Robbins, and she turns to Tony Robbins for help to motivate her to seduce Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins doesn't want to do it. He's happily married. He's not attracted to this woman, but he wants so badly to do his job right and to
he likes a success story.
achieve her dream that
I love it.
he teaches her and trains her to seduce Tony Robbins and destroy his marriage and life to satisfy this need he has to be the world's best motivator.
Wow. In other words, his professional need and his professional integrity outweighs his whole personal life.
Yeah, and to me, of course, the reason I wrote it was because, the idea made me laugh, but it became something about, well, what is ambition versus love? Can you be ambitious for love? Can you be determined to do that? And someone who's such an extreme motivator as Tony Robbins, and someone who is obsessed as this woman I was coming up with, where are their limits? So a lot of the stories, they all came from a comedy idea like that, but I would cut them from the book unless I could find something else to grab onto.
Now another one here, John Grisham. I'm a big John Grisham novel fan. I just finished one of his novels. Maybe you saw this too, where he wrote a little thing after the novel and said, "Look, don't bother me nitpicking about small typographical errors and details because I don't believe in that kind of thorough research. I'm telling a story." And so here you do a piece about John Grisham obsessing about a typo.
Yeah. Well, it's not just a typo. In this story, John Grisham, his book titles are almost always the something, the this, the that.
Right.
So this is a story in which John Grisham sent the book into the publisher, never, looked at at the manuscript or anything. Opens the New York Times. There's a full-page ad congratulating him on his #1 bestseller, The Something. It turns out he just sent it in and wrote The Something, figuring he'd name it later. And they thought that was the title of the book, and he's furious. But people kind of like the title. They think it's mysterious and interesting. So it's a question. To me, that idea made me laugh, that accident might happen to John Grisham. But, again, to me, the reason I kept that story in the book is because it became about, perfectionism. When do you give up? If everyone likes something but it wasn't what you intended, are you okay with it?
You're okay with it?
So
Can
I
you
often
let go?
try to look at bigger issues through the context of something small.
So
and
there's
funny.
there's a little life lesson in all of these. And have any of these people contacted you or commented on being the topic of your book?
No, I'm dying to know.
Okay.
I'm dying to know what these people think.
I'm impressed with every one of these short stories, and I can see every one of them as a full-on feature film. Do people contact you with these little nuggets of ideas? These just need a little water and manure, and you've got a full-blown movie going.
Well, thank you. First, we have to see if John Grisham is available.
Go aim big.
Yeah, but sometimes people do ask me, especially people that I know in show business, about this story or that, and I'm very flattered and excited, but I have a lot of ideas that I want to write as movies. These are the ones I just pictured as stories.
Beautiful.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading it, BJ, and I got to say you spared no expense on the artwork on the cover. Incredible, man.
That's what I wanted, a handwritten cover.
Yeah, it just says one more thing, and that's it.
I'm coming to Seattle to read the stories live, by the way.
Oh, when?
February 17th at Town Hall.
Can we get you to come in here then and give us a little preview?
I will see if I can fit in, but I would love to.
We'll have our people call your people.
I love it.
All right, BJ
But
Novak.
I'll be signing books there, too.
All right, we'll make sure we promote it. BJ
Thanks so
Novak
much.
of The Office on the new book, One More Thing, Stories and Other Stories. Thanks, sir. 642.